For the next 100 hours, I'm not eating anything. Because doctors and scientists keep flooding my feed with claims that fasting is the key to longevity. So, I have to test it myself. But what I didn't know is that this would turn into the most physically exhausting challenge I've ever been through.
On this walk, I almost fainted.
It's never gone longer than 24 hours. I'm about to quadruple that. And by the end, the only thing I could think about was eating again. Anything food related is off the table. That means this half-eaten orange, and this one too. None of this ham, and definitely none of these. Bruh. Because the only thing I'm allowed to eat is nothing.
But the biggest concern I have of all
is the weight loss. Now, because I usually eat 3,000 calories a day to keep up with my insanely fast metabolism, I need a plan to make sure I don't literally faint trying to complete this challenge. Because the obvious question is, aren't you gonna die?
My bad. Obviously, the question you're all wondering is, where am I gonna get my energy from? This is normally when I'd be eating dinner, but instead, I'm out shopping.
The only way to survive something this extreme is with extreme measures myself.
Well, like all great thinkers, I have insurance.
Hello there.
And while I am optimistic about this challenge, I recognize it is a little crazy.
So to keep myself from fainting, I bought the highest sodium electrolyte mix I could find. Hopefully it keeps my energy levels in check.
But this guy is insurance, because technically it is breaking the fast as it is 90 calories. However, I don't want to die. If I'm feeling dizzy or nauseous or whatever, this can be my go-to. And then after that, I don't know, doctor, ER. For the sake of this challenge, I'm gonna try my best not to eat this, but even if I do need this to get rid of some of the dizziness, we're still gonna go through the 100 hours. So we're gonna try and do it legit, for real, but if not, if it does literally get like threatening, like life-threatening, like scary, then get it, drink the fucking chicken broth.
To say I'm nervous would be an understatement, but I'm super excited to see if fasting will actually make my body healthier, because it's basically giving all my digestive systems a break. And tomorrow morning, we're bright and early for a fasted workout. Oh yeah, last thing, magnesium before bed. You know, normally when you take these, you have to worry about not eating around the same time, but clearly we don't really have that problem. I would have thought I wouldn't be able to do this anymore. Surprisingly, I feel pretty normal.
The internet promises this thing called autophagy, which is, I don't even know what it is, but it's supposed to help yourselves.
Clearly I have no idea what I'm talking about. So here's world famous exercise scientist Mike Buberman to explain.
Okay, so you want to get jacked.
No. They're asking about autophagy.
Autophagy? Okay. Think of it like recycling. The garbage man takes what we want to throw away and turns it into something that gets you faded as dude, kids might be watching. Sorry. Into something useful for society. Without the garbage man, your trash can pile up over time, and that can attract flies, raccoons, and maybe even a bear. Just like how those old and damaged cells can cause diseases over time. That's how to get jacked. Autophagy.
But not only am I gonna lose weight, but there's not much fat on me to burn. So what's gonna burn next? Like, is my body gonna eat its own muscle to survive? I'm not sure what's gonna happen. But at least for right now, I mean, I feel fired up. I was super nervous yesterday before starting the challenge. I seriously considered scrapping it and maybe doing it next week, doing it at a different time. Obviously, because there's no real doctor supervision. I gotta find food. I haven't eaten since I got here. Food. Wait, what the? And as the day went on, I was figuring out how to cope with the withdrawals of being hungry.
Coming up on hour 24, which means this is one full day fasted. Every time I think about doing something, I think about when food would be involved.
In addition to food withdrawals, I started to see normal things get harder and harder.
All right, just went on a run, hour 33.
Hour 33. Most people can't go gooning without 33 hours.
Yeah.
This guy hasn't eaten. I had one of the best runs ever. And I think it's just because he took all of the weakness on his side.
At the end, you were flying. I was like,
Dude, I didn't even realize how fast we were going.
dude, no, we weren't going fast. You were going fast.
That's never happened. Usually it's me trying to keep up with him, bro. I guess that means we're on an equal playing field. If you don't eat for 33 hours, and I just ate a full brick of Parmesan cheese.
Even though I was feeling terrible, I had some intel that things tomorrow might get easier.
But in day 3, we're getting better mood. You're gonna feel kind of euphoric, kind of happy and good.
It's been 30 minutes. I can't get out of bed. We're almost halfway there. Just gotta keep pushing through. Yeah, I need to drink some electrolytes or something. I need some type of energy to get me out of this.
And you are looking to use fasting to really heal you, it has to be doctor supervised. I am not recommending it if you are not supervised by a doctor that is watching your numbers every single day.
So typically when I drink this electrolyte mix, it's super salty and I can't stand the taste. But the saltiness tastes like food, so it's like satisfying the craving and the urge.
It's incredibly important to know that water fasting also carries significant risks. Some people experience fatigue, dizziness, irritability, and difficulty concentrating. In extreme cases, water fasting can cause dangerous drops in blood pressure and blood sugar. There's no prize for doing the most intensive version of fasting. The best approach is the one you can maintain consistently while feeling strong and healthy.
You know, normally I'd have eaten 2 hours ago. We're coming up on 2 full days of no food. Every time my mind isn't occupied by something, I'm thinking about food, whether it's a different fast food or anything. Like every time I walk past the kitchen, I open the cabinet, I looked at my cabinet, I think I would have eaten literally anything in there.
Because day 3 was supposed to be when my mood was heightened, I decided to plan my toughest workout.
I waited until now because this entire day I was feeling insanely groggy, but right now I just got a burst of energy, so I'm gonna see what I can do on a leg day. Wish me luck.
I almost passed out just from putting it back on the rack.
Just like the run last night, I felt way less strong than I normally do, but I wasn't giving up that easily as I still wanted to do the workout I set out to do.
Just a precaution.
Everything hurts like shit. It's not even in my legs. Also, I definitely put this little divider thing way too high.
The combination of having no energy and the energy it takes to hit legs made this probably the hardest workout I've ever been through.
Okay, we saved the absolute worst for last.
With nearly all my energy drained, my dumbass still had one more task planned after leg day. Bro, what was I thinking?
The last thing I'm supposed to do today is go on a run. Yeah. If we're comparing, yesterday was so much easier. The body is capable of many things. I'm not sure how much longer it can keep this up. Somehow,
This was harder than leg day. I don't even know how that's possible. I got 2 days left. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I might have to break it. That chicken bone broth is speaking to me.
Mayo shimmer.
I still need to find food.
I'm a mess. I knew around day 3 would be one of the hardest mornings to wake up. I didn't expect it to be like this. I'm so tired I can't even function. And this is the first time that I've gone to bed fully clothed. I'm getting the feeling that this whole challenge might not be healthy anymore. You ask what's the point, and now I just feel like this, and I've got symptoms that I'm Googling and on ChatGPT about that are telling me that these are probably reasons to break the fast. Dizziness, I felt nauseous, so it's probably a good idea to see a doctor to check my IV levels.
This idea of fasting was supposed to make my body healthier, but now it feels like it's ruining it altogether. Before, runs and workouts felt hard, but now even the simplest task feels like climbing a mountain. So I coped with it the only way I knew how.
Still 25 hours left. I really want to go for the bone broth, but electrolytes only. I feel a little bit better now that I've drank them.
And thankfully, my energy levels started to get better. So I was determined to do everything I had planned for day 4.
Fuck, it's Saturday.
Urban is 40 hours, 38 hours, 76. 76 hours into a fast.
At least I haven't lost any strength.
As day 4 went on, I stopped getting so hung up on everything I couldn't have and started focusing on the things that brought me energy.
Less than 8 hours to go. Normally when I get to this point of the walk, which is the start of the walk, I want to pass out or faint. I don't feel that right now, so we're doing all right. It is hard to get your mind off food, but once you do that and get an idea, it's way easier to get it rolling and keep it rolling.
Now, although I was starting to feel better, I was curious what this challenge actually did to my body.
Here's the moment of truth. How much weight did I lose?
£7 pounds? I knew I would lose weight. That's a little surprising. The only thing that means is I'm about to go on an absolute feasting tear. But first, we gotta prepare for our first meal in 100 hours.
Before this challenge, I had never gone longer than 24 hours. I'm about to quadruple that. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh my goodness. I think this is one of the best meals I've ever had. Happy I did this challenge. Hopefully I'm medically okay for the foreseeable future to many more successful challenges.